Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. We are going through week 2 preseason game against the Jets, doing the all 22. Just, kind of going through, bumbling about, seeing what we can see, seeing who's doing good, who's doing bad, getting a good close-up for everything. But I have a few thoughts here. I was just thinking about this about 5 minutes ago. We've been talking about Dave Canales, the new offensive coordinator, and he seems to be a very good guy, just as a person, and he seems to be a pretty decent people manager as well. He seems to be a personable guy, and I was just thinking that Bruce Arians is kind of like that as well, and I bet those two get along very good. Bruce Arians is more of more on the dark side. He likes to drink and cuss and all that good stuff. Dave Canales is a Christian, straight edge guy and all that. So there's probably that little bit of friction there. But I think as far as people go, they're both people. And I think that Dave Canales is going to get a lot of benefit of being underneath Bruce Arians in the front office there. I think Bruce Arians is really going to like Dave, and he's going to introduce him to all these people because Bruce Arians knows a lot of people. So I think that's really going to benefit Dave a lot. I don't know. Just thinking about that. Don't know where that came from, but I thought I'd just throw that out there. All right, we've got week 3 preseason game coming up Saturday. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But the week 2 game, so far we have come to the conclusion that we're not exactly sure how the Buccaneers won this game. They did not play that well, but we think that it was because Kyle Trask played much better than the Jets quarterback. As soon as it starts going, I get distracted. The Jets quarterback, Wilson. So the wide receivers on both teams had issues with dropped balls, and the offensive line play was not great for the Buccaneers. Defensive line play, not great for the Buccaneers. Defensive line play for the Jets was good. And I think the Jets secondary struggled a bit. Why is he on the ground here? Struggled a bit, and the Buccaneers was much better. But turnovers and Kyle Trask's accuracy and decision-making, I think, was the difference. But what have we learned so far about the players? Oh, he dropped the ball. Oh, that's right. I remember this. He fumbles the ball. This was a boneheaded play. This is David Moore, not to be confused with ex-Buccaneer tight end Dave Moore. This is David Moore. Yeah, that was a very strange thing. I remember on the broadcast, he just nonchalantly grabbed the ball, and then when it landed on the ground, he just reached back to get it. Like he was not in a rush. Here it is. You can see it. It's going backwards, and he just kind of doop-de-doo and gets clobbered. So they ended up scoring there. Now, how did those guys get down so quick? Unblocked. Who was it? Who gets down here? Okay, this guy's going unblocked. Yeah, and that's the guy. Look at this. What? Why? A hat on a hat, guys. Who? He just what? How do you let a guy run unblocked all the way down the field? Nobody touches him at all. He causes the fumble, and is he the one who gets the ball? No. I could say that would have been just excellent. So no, he didn't. They did not get that. That was not considered a fumble because Dave Moore was down on contact. That's right. I remember. Okay. So here we are. This is 1st and 10. We are in the fourth quarter, 7:28. Kyle Trask is in as quarterback because Wolford, our third string quarterback, got injured. This is 7:28 in the fourth quarter. This is 1st and 10 from the Tampa Bay 7. Look at this. We've got pressure on Trask already. You've got one guy running free back here. So Trask has to get the ball out. This guy's just standing there watching it happen. We've got two guys on routes. Both of them are deep. He's just a straight go, and he does a in and out, or in and up. Boom. Doesn't really get much separation. And then you got this guy coming over too. That was a brave pass. Would not suggest doing that. I am not impressed with that. I'm checking my live stream here. So he caught the ball. He caught this guy. This was a 36-yard pass, but I'm not real impressed with Kyle Trask throwing that ball. That was a desperation throw, I think. I mean, you got this guy. He gets right around two blockers, 61, and that's Laird, 25. Oh, no, he doesn't get around 61. Yeah, well, 61. This is the second time I've seen 61 do this. He is helping while he's watching this guy, and then this guy comes in, and he doesn't have enough time to get over there. Look at this. It's horrible. So Trask has to throw this, but this guy's coming right for him. Who was 61? I know we've gone over this before. 61 is probably somebody who's not going to be that's Silas Zanzi. Zanzi? He is a undrafted free agent. So this might be his last football playing ever. We'll see if he plays tomorrow night against the Ravens. We got... what's up, Jim? How's California treating you, man? We've got decent blocking up front. But remember, these are generally third stringers on both sides of the ball now. I gotta say, that's a good catch, man. That was Jarrett. That was a wide receiver. Yeah, it's been hot this summer. Not been a big fan of it. All right, this is just straight up handoff up the middle. I'm ready. I'm ready for the fall. Molly she likes the hot weather. I am much more of a cool guy. I would rather live in colder climate, I think, than a hot climate. I prefer, nice hit right here. Look at this. He lays this guy out. This is what you want to see. He lays this guy out. Bam! I like that. Give me some more of that. Who's that? 56. Who's 56? Anybody? Chris Murray. The backup center. Is he playing center right now? Let's go back and see. Is this Chris Murray? Number 65? Sure is. Yeah, he comes out, gets that second level block. I like him. Bam. That's about the most aggressive I've seen anybody play in this whole game. I got a mess of people right here. I think somebody's 85 and 82 are not sure who they're supposed to block. Look at this. We got 84, 85, and 82. And 84 gets his block in. These two guys don't know who they're supposed to block. Look, they're going back and forth. 85 just gets pushed out of the way. Right there, he just gets pushed away. But this is what you want to see. This is what I want to see from Cody Mock. Every down. Ended up getting 1 yard on that play. Are you in Northern or Southern California? Southern California's too hot. That San Joaquin Valley, though, that's nice. Northern California with the mountains. They got a lot of snow this year. Oh, did you get snow? That's a nice run there. 10 yards. Straight up the middle. Right behind that center. Let's watch him. Let's see if he's doing anything on this play. Stockton. Yeah. All right. He helps out over here with 72. Takes that guy right out of the picture. Nice hole. This is what I want to see. And then 76 runs all the way over here. Blocks the second level. Good stuff. I like that. 10-yard run. We're picking up big chunk plays here. Okay, we are running deep routes again. What are they doing? They're running at each other? Whew. That's interesting. Is it supposed to do that? Did somebody mess up there? Or is that they're crossing 25 yards downfield. He hits him. That's good read by Trask. Trask, he reads the field very well. Good anticipation, too. I mean, he's in his throwing motion right here. So he's anticipating this guy getting open, going across. Boom. He saw that cornerback with his hips turned. Right there. That's a funky play design, funky route. You got to see him in college? Little muscle hamster. I miss him. He was like the last true running back we've had. But he was accused of, what was he on, Adderall or something? Oh, 72, he gets laid out there. Straight off. Does he step? Yeah, he trips on the quarterback's foot here. Right there. And he gets taken to the ground. That could have worked out. That could have been very badly. High school, okay. I mean, that was fun. I got to see Michael Vick in high school. I used to travel quite a ways to go see him play. St. Mary's. Was he as dynamic in high school as he was when he played in the NFL? Because he had some great runs, iconic runs for the Buccaneers. Everybody else blocks good here. I like this 56. I'm going to say 56. I like the way he's playing. That Chris Murray, backup center. I'm going to have to write him down. Keep an eye on him. Because he's playing with aggression. But yeah, Muscle Hamster, he hated that name, right? The nickname, which I thought was awesome. Okay, so he was like he was in the NFL. but he ended up getting popped for doing enhancing drugs, whatever they call it. And I think he claimed it was Adderall, but because of the new CBA, they all say Adderall because they do not have to disclose what it is they get popped for. And it kind of tarnished his time with us because it made you think, well, he was all jacked up on something when he was playing with us. That would explain why he was so good. Not to say that we know definitively that that's what happened, but because after he got popped, he just, and they started testing him regularly. He just went downhill. You got a Doug Martin jersey? Yeah, okay. Decent block in here. 61 could have been better. He's very slow about getting out. When he helps block and then he comes out, very slow with that. He's got to be faster. So. Yeah, didn't he have that huge run where against the Raiders where he kind of he reached back and got acceleration off of a Raiders guy and then just shot for like 50 yards, man. He just took off. Pew. Good times, man. What's up, MK? Al, good to see you. What here? We got run. This is an 8-yard run. We're at 4:08 in the fourth quarter. This is 2nd and 9 from the New York Jets 19. That's a nice run there. He weaves in and out. This offensive line, these are our third stringers apparently. We got some good guys here. I like the center. I can't ever remember his name. Chris Murray, number 56. He's out there playing aggressive. And they have been opening up some holes for these running backs. Then again, this could be that the Jets' third string defense is not very good. You always got to take that into consideration. What happened here? This guy just shoots across, and it gets lost over here. He gets pushed by 84, which is good. 76 gets a little shoulder into him, but he gets all discombobulated. He has no idea where he's at right there. He's like, look at this. 76 going out. 76 gets a hand on this guy, gets a shoulder on this guy, and then comes out and blocks this guy. So right there, got a hand on him, shoulder into him, and then comes out and blocks that guy. Nice. 82. 81, looking like he's not sure who he's supposed to block. He goes out there. He gets somebody. There you go. It's a pretty nice little block. I like that. These guys are playing for their jobs, man. They have 56 out here wrestling with this guy. He's got his hands up, twisting his helmet around. He's out there. I like him. Oh, man. So, and this is good running. This is good running. He stays away from everybody, gets good angles. Bam. That's exciting stuff. All right. Let's move on. Yeah, with Hainsey last year, you kind of expected it, though. I was surprised that it wasn't worse than it was. He got kind of thrown into it after Jensen got hurt. And I thought, who was it? Stinney or not Stinney? I thought Leverett was going to be the backup. I don't know why they went with Hainsey. Man, he just got clobbered in the backfield. Here it is. I'm talking all this good mess about the offensive line. He's excited. He's excited for that TFL. But, when a quarterback and a center are new with each other, you kind of expect a lot of miscommunication, a lot of trouble with snaps usually, especially in shotgun. Boom. He just gets, is it 61 again? Where is 61? Okay. He blocks. He misses his block. It's 61. He's not that great. $72. What's he do? He misses. He doesn't block. He doesn't touch a single person. He tries to help out here, misses this guy. Whoop. He comes out here and runs around. Look at this. We got 3 Jets unblocked. There's absolutely no way that Brown had a chance there. 61 just totally screws up. 72 doesn't do too well. 61 just, I don't know what was he trying to do there? I don't know. Then we got the center. These guys are doing okay over on the right side. Why do we have 82, 84, and 81 have been bunched for like this whole series, it seems like. And 81 is never sure who he's supposed to block. He goes out here and blocks this guy while 82 goes out and blocks. So you got 2 guys on this guy, nobody on this guy. 81's confused with his blocking assignment. So that one was on 61. And that's that Silas Dzansi, who is a undrafted free agent. Rookie. He's got a ways to go. Yeah, I agree with you, Al. I think that when the cuts come, we need to be scouring that waiver wire for some offensive linemen. Some of these guys have really digressed. But again, they're going to a completely different system. The guys that were good in the last system might not be good in this system. Whatever. Stinney, Leverett, I don't know, man. I thought Leverett did pretty good at guard last year, but this preseason, he has not shown me anything. Okay. Nothing exciting there. Go. We missed that kick. Yeah, I told you 81 is... Let's see, 81 or 61? 81 is Ryan Miller. He's a wide receiver. Yeah, cuts. We're doing all the cuts at one time. Rewind that. This is incomplete. This is 2 minutes and 46 seconds left. Horrible decision. My gosh, what's he doing? He just chunks this out here. He got pressure coming on him. He just throws it. A wing and a prayer. That's why a receiver could have tried a little bit harder too. He is that Boyle, the quarterback Boyle. He's lucky this was not intercepted. I don't think I've ever seen anybody throw sidearm that deep down the field in between a zone like that. He was very lucky this was not intercepted. Go back and watch it again. See if our guys get anywhere. Nice little spin move by 58. Look at this. They got their spinner. That was a nice little one. Nice. He kept his balance. Surprised this guy. He was shocked. That was nice. I like that. Chalk one up for 58. Yeah. I'm liking this center we got here that's playing. I mean, he's like fourth on the list. Let me see. Oh, third. There's Ryan Jensen, Robert Hainsey, and then this Chris Murray guy, 56. I like him so far. Of course, like I said, we're looking at going up against the Jets' third string. So look at this. Here we got another spin move, 62. Whoosh. Man, we're getting past their guys. 93. We're getting some pressure up here. And then we're tackling. My goodness, what team is this? Why didn't our second stringers play this good? Yeah, the NFL is changing so much stuff. And now they're doing the roster cuts are going to be on the 29th of this month, and they're doing the whole roster cut. And yeah, it's teams are going to be scrambling to pick up guys. You're not getting that slow leak of people and players, and teams can fill needs as other teams cut guys and all that good stuff. It's really going to be a free-for-all. Yeah, and they're not going to have a chance. I didn't think about that. They're not going to have a chance to give him any reps, test him out. I mean, so it's basically you're going to be going on the theory that he's going to be a good fit for your team. What is this? This quarterback hops up in the air. He hops up and dumps this ball off. Weep. And then the guy drops it. Oh, that's some Jameis Winston stuff here. Look, he's just hopped up in the air. He's 6 inches off the ground. Oh my goodness. Are we getting, let's see, 58? Does he do anything this time? It looked like he was on the ground this time. Yeah, he slips. He gets pushed down. Everybody else is kind of stuck. So Boyd didn't have to throw this and hop, but he felt like there was pressure coming over here, I guess. I wanted to see real quick. Go back. This is the sideline angle. Just real quick, I want to see what the routes were and what he had downfield. Boom. Okay, they're running. Good grief. This is a 3rd and 10, and he did that little check down. They ran a go, and then what is this? Is this supposed to be a sluggo? I don't know. This guy's he's not even trying. I don't know who that is. He's not even trying. Yeah, he didn't have anywhere to go with this ball, so he had to do the check down. He didn't have to do the bunny hop, though. All right, 4th and 10. There's 2 minutes and 13 seconds left, so they're going for it on 4th and 10 from the 22-yard line. So they're going to try to go deep. And he throws it apparently to this guy, looks like. And he's throwing it sidearm again. Why is he doing that? He's throwing it sidearm, and there's a guy coming at him. We're going to look at that from the end zone angle. He might have got it. Yeah, he probably got a piece of that arm. Why would he throw it sidearm like that? That's dumb. And was he throwing it this guy? I mean, that's really the only guy he had a chance at getting, and it ends up way over here. Yeah. So we get an interception, but it's called back, pass interference on 38. And I think it was this guy right here. Right there. I remember thinking on the broadcast that it was a very lame call. So let's see if we can see 38 anywhere on screen. Oh, no, here it is. Right there. Okay. Let's go back. So this is 38. Okay. Right there. Yeah. All right. That's much more of a penalty than this one was. He does get right in the way of his route there. Okay. But I don't think that would have stopped that interception from happening. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You know, so many changes with the NFL in so many different ways. Yeah, 93. Yeah, 93 got a piece of his arm. 93 got a piece of his arm. So this, okay. I don't know, man. That could even be considered a fumble, but anyhow, I'm not going to nitpick it. 93 does a good job with this stunt. Whoa. He runs into his own guy. But then when he breaks loose, this guy does not get out there to block him. Yeah. Interesting. All right. 2 minute. This is the 2 minute warning. Jets are starting off 1st and 10. And another drop. Man, that was right in his hands, too. Man, I bet the Jets offensive coordinator, the wide receiver coach, just like our wide receiver coach, has got to be pissed at all these dropped passes. That's 35. Is he a running back? Still, got to catch that ball, man. So this is 2nd and 10 with 1:57. So that was a 3-second play there. Damn, he did not. Did he get out of bounds? Yeah, nope, he didn't. Ref comes in saying, keep that clock going. So let's rewatch this. Yeah, 2-by-1. They got. Yeah, we got this locked down. They didn't have nowhere to go except for this, and we're going to give them that, right? Good tackling. Guy should have went out of bounds. He tried to get the yardage. He should have ran right out of bounds. But coach was pissed about that. All right, 2nd and 10. Let's watch it again. See if we got any penetration. This was a quick pass, so wouldn't really have mattered. He turns 40. Why does this guy turn his back? Look, he turns his back. He's blocking him with his back. Why does he do that? I guess because this guy got in his way, the running back? It's hilarious. He's just blocking him with his back. All right. So now it's 3rd and 4 with 1 minute and 33 seconds left. They are in no huddle. Let me see. Looks like he is going for the go. Yep. Nice pass defense. Woo. It's Chelsea. Number 37. Oh, sweet. Of course, it looked like that pass was a little short. If he would have thrown it, if this wide receiver wouldn't have had to slow down, he had some distance. Had a little bit of separation. That was a nice pass breakup. So, see, I'm a fan of cornerbacks turning their head and seeing where the ball's at. But he did his job. Let's look at the defensive line. If we get anybody coming through. This was close, 58 again. Close. He gets his arm up there. Damn. We got some holding right here. All right. 4th and 4. They're going for it. 1:28 left. 4th and 4. Okay, they run 2 sticker outs. And then 2 deep. 1 in the middle. And he goes for the deep. Not a very good decision, I don't think. Try to get this 4 yards, man. But, I mean, we got these guys covered. We got everybody locked down. We got 2 on this guy. Somebody screwed up there. They double cover this guy. Was he a tight end too? They double cover him from the get-go. They're scared of him. All right. 4th and 4. Let's get some penetration here, guys. Okay. All right. 93 and 58 have been doing some stuff. Again, it's against their third string guys, but yeah, that's good penetration there. It's the only penetration we've seen all night, really. I mean, he's right up in the lap of the quarterback. That's how you want to be. Almost got his hand up there, too. Okay, so the Buccaneers get the ball with 1:22 left. We're on the Jets 44, and we just run it out. Well, we just run it. I think they get the ball back eventually, so we're not going to see a whole lot here. Just going to be straight up running. Look at some good blocking. 56 does his job. I like him. I'd like to see him get some more reps. 61 does a good job driving his guy to the inside. Then they close in. This linebacker, 72, should have gone here. Not sure who was supposed to bounce out. 72 looks like he's going for this one. And 87 gets beat. So let's just go straight to the next play from the end zone angle. 1:17. This is 2nd and 9. Okay, 61 gets immediately pushed back into the path. 43 has to avoid him. There's nothing going on. They're, of course, expecting run, but we've got the blockers. We should be pushing. We got decent push right here. That's where he tries to go. He tries to get up in here. Can't say I blame him. But there's nothing there. All right. This is the very next play. This is 3rd and 9. And are we going to run it? Yeah. Oh. What happened there? Let me see this from the sideline angle. Here we are with this bunch again. It's the same guys. Okay. Was this? Okay, that's weird. He runs out. He runs her out. These two stay in a block, but they block down. And again, they're confused as to who to block it. Both of them end up blocking the same guy. This guard looks like he tries to pull, but gets caught up right there. Okay, let's look at the routes. That's what I wanted to see. Right. Not a big fan of this play. Don't know what's going on. This is a deep out right here. That's deep. On a 3rd and 9. So really, this is the only guy at the sticks. And I think that's who they were trying to get, because it looked like Trask was going to boot out that away, and this guy was going to try to come across. That's what they were hoping for. That's what this guy is going deep, because he's trying to draw coverage and leave this zone open for this guy. I think they should have had another route coming underneath to draw this linebacker down. It looks like you've got this guy, the running back, he pops out for something. That was way late. Tampa Bay. Yeah, okay. This was a busted play. Trask turns around. He's expecting, I bet he was expecting Laird to, it looks like play action in this direction maybe. So Laird was probably, 68 was definitely supposed to come and take that back end. But he gets caught up right here. He's like sticking his arm out like that's going to do something. Coach, I tried. Laird runs the wrong way. He's not supposed to go this way. Because you can see Trask putting the ball out and immediately goes, oh, crap, you're running the other way. So this is definitely a pass. It was not a busted run. Then again, the way these two guys down block, it looks like they were expected to run in this direction. I don't know. I think definitely a busted play. So that was a 3rd and 9. So we're going to punt it. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. That's always fun to do in the stadium. Boom, nice kick. That was a nice punt right there. That Camarda, again, he's a trip, man. Last year, he ran down the field making tackles all the time. I think they told him this year not to do that because he's way back here. Normally last year, he'd be up here. He made like 4 tackles last year. And, he was out there like seriously tackling people. And he can drop some good punts. But then again, sometimes he kicks some 28-yarders. I think he had a 16-yarder last year too. Okay, do not let him round this corner. Okay, we got him. Oh, no. Okay, we still got him. Could have been a disaster. Oh, he fumbles it. That's right. This Jets guy fumbles this. Boom. Boom. Does it? Does he? No. Okay. All right. It's this play. This is the fumble. All right. This is 1st and 10. They've got 54 seconds left. The ball comes out. Yeah, right there. Tampa. Hey. Oh, I wanted to go back here. Okay, what's he doing? Right, they're passing. He's going. Ew. Yes. That's not good. This is 37, man. Come on now. And he dumps it here. He had this guy wide open. That's why you're a third string quarterback there, buddy. And then he fumbles. All right, 58 getting around the edge there. I thought he cleared it, but that's a nice little move to get back. Yeah, well, we're pushing that pocket back. Who's that? That's not 52. That's not Costa. Definitely holding on him. And you could see his jersey getting yanked right there. And then he falls down. So we get the pass. 35 and 39 comes up and gets it. Oh, it's this guy behind him. 48. Boom. It picked up by 37, who I was complaining wasn't doing his coverage back there. Became a Bucs fan the year they changed the uniform to the red. So it was 97, I think. I was a big fan. This is my favorite play of the Buccaneers, the kneel down, the victory formation. 17 should be doing something back here. It's like I think I'm actually going to do a video on it. There's a lot of players. We used to have a couple who would do backflips or poses when they on the victory formation. And there's a couple of guys who do it now on other teams. I've got a list. But I became a Buccaneer fan in 97. I came with the linebacker, Hardy Nickerson. He came from Pittsburgh. I grew up a player fan. I liked Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett. I'm showing my age here. But I also liked Lynn Swann and Mean Joe Green, and I liked players. I didn't have a favorite team. And this carried on up through the 90s, and I really liked Hardy Nickerson. He was an old school linebacker, just mean, tough, good head on his shoulders, great leader. And then he went to Tampa Bay from the Steelers. And when he went to Tampa Bay, I was like, oh, I can't like him anymore because I couldn't stand those uniforms, the creamsicle. And at the time, of course, Tampa Bay was a really bad team. So I was like, ugh, poor Hardy Nickerson, right? Well, a couple years later, they changed the uniform to pewter and red. And red and black is my favorite color. Red is my favorite color. And then they did the flag and the skull, which I loved. And I just fell in love with the team. I mean, we had Warren Sapp, John Lynch. I loved John Lynch. Mike Allstott, loved Mike Allstott. Warwick Dunn, Derek Brooks. I mean, it was just, I liked Dilfer. It was an insane football team. And, they were great. They were so much fun to watch. It was so weird to watch a team for the defense. I mean, when the offense was out there, you're kind of like just sitting around talking. But when the defense came on the field, that's when you watch the football because you're like, these guys were always getting turnovers and just destroying offenses. They were very exciting to watch. And I was a defensive player anyhow. So I became just enamored with the Buccaneers. And, from 97 to 2002, really. So it was 5, 6, 7 years. Actually, I would say up until I remember the game. It was against the Carolina Panthers I think it was a Thursday night. It was on primetime game. It was when John Gruden was playing, or was the coach, and we just stank up the joint. But from 97 until that game, we were just a team to be reckoned with. We were feared. People hated to play us, and it was great. It was a great feeling. It was a great feeling. I remember going to the bars. This was back before DirecTV was really a big thing, and getting the Sunday ticket, going out to the bars, and people would be like, "Oh man, we got to play y'all next week. This sucks," because you knew playing the Buccaneers, that defense, you were going to have injured players. So it was fun. There was a lot of respect there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defense. Early 2000, yeah. Yeah, early 2000. That's the John Gruden years. They were fun. He was fun. He was a great coach. I liked him. He really turned the team around. He did what Dungy couldn't do. I mean, Dungy just couldn't get him over that hump. We kept going to the playoffs and kept getting knocked out, and we just needed that oomph. John Gruden brought it, and he was a good coach. But again, like with Greg Schiano, John Gruden started getting rid of our players, and that was hard to watch. It was hard to watch Sapp leave. It was hard to watch Lynch leave. The way they did Derek Brooks was just absolutely horrible. They just kind of just didn't re-sign him. Just like, yeah, you're done. Very quietly. We did that with, who was the receiver who recently died, committed suicide? It was the Twin Towers with Mike Evans, Jackson. The same way with him. He was a great receiver for us for a long time, and then we just let him go, and there wasn't any fanfare or anything. I didn't like that. So, yeah, our D was awesome. Just loved it. Loved it. Vincent Jackson. Yes, Vincent Jackson. It was a dang shame what happened to him. You never know who's got the alcohol problems, and where it's going to take them. Heck of a drug, man. Heck of a drug. But Vincent Jackson was great. And the Buccaneers have, for a very long time, have had a problem with treating their players with respect. It's like I said, the way we just got rid of Sapp, got rid of John Lynch, just let Derek Brooks fade away. And all these guys ended up being Hall of Famers, and the way we kind of just went, take them or leave them, it kind of hurt the soul, and then Vincent Jackson was that way too. I was really disappointed in how they didn't give him a big send-off, with his retirement and stuff. Yes, the Buccaneers were a farm team for a very, very long time. When I was growing up, the Buccaneers and the Packers were the big jokes. They were absolutely horrible teams, and it was interesting that the Rams got good at the same time the Buccaneers did, and we played them in the NFC Championship in like 99, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. And then, the Buccaneers started going downhill after the Super Bowl, and the Rams went downhill, and then we both rose up at the same time again, and then we win the Super Bowl, and then they beat us in 2021. And then they went and won the Super Bowl. So it's just interesting that the Rams, that we have this, we're on this cycle with the Rams. Josh Freeman, man, I tell you what, when he came out in 2010 and played against the Green Bay Packers, that was the game that turned Molly into a Buccaneer fan. But we wore our throwback jerseys. It got me into the throwback stuff. I used to hate those jerseys. But after that game, that Josh Freeman, man, he played ball out. And I loved Josh Freeman. I thought he was going to be, our franchise quarterback. The way he played in 2010 in the first half of 2011, I thought this guy was he was going to take us to the Super Bowl multiple times. And then, apparently the drugs got to him. We had our team there with Raheem Morris. A lot of those guys, did a lot of drugs, and it seemed to just eat away at Josh Freeman. And Greg Schiano came in and he put his foot down, and Josh Freeman just couldn't handle it. And so one thing I hated about Greg Schiano, man, he got rid of so many good players. I understand why he did it. I hated to see it, though. But we had so many guys that were just in a culture of bad habits. So that team definitely could have won the Super Bowl. There's no doubt about it. And Josh Freeman, if he would have stayed, he had so much skill. It was a shame what happened to him. And I lay that at the feet of Raheem Morris. I really do. When stuff like that happens, you always blame the head coach. That's how I am. The buck stops with the head coach. And Raheem Morris kind of developed that culture. He was partying with these guys. He was going to the strip clubs with them and stuff like that. And, I think he kind of just helped ruin. He was like an enabler for Josh Freeman. Yeah, Freeman. It was really sad to see. And then when he went to Minnesota after we released him, and they threw him out there on primetime television, and he just played horribly, and that was pretty much the end of his career. I think he went and played with the Canadian Football League for a little bit, and then nothing happened with that, and I don't know what's been going on with him since. Now that 2021 game versus Rams, that was a wonderful comeback. And I was saying as that happened, I said, this is either going to be the best game the Buccaneers have ever played, or it's going to be the most heartbreaking game. One of the two. And it ended up being the most heartbreaking. I think it broke our team. It definitely made Tom Brady want to retire. I did. I think I took like a month and a half off. I just couldn't deal with anything. I was just like, I went into my man cave, and it was tough. Now, everybody gave Todd Bowles a hard time for the, that all-out blitz he did and leaving Winfield covering Cooper Kupp. But if you go back and you look at the tape, which I did a little video on, and I wanted to do a full explanation video because I just kind of touched on it. But Levante David quit on that play. He was supposed to blitz too, and he didn't. He just stood there. And he actually didn't move that whole play. Everybody else blitzed, and Sue came this close. Sue came that close to getting their quarterback. And I think if Levante David would have blitzed, they would have got to him. But Levante didn't move. And he actually turned around and watched the ball go over his head and watched the play happen. And the play before that, the wide receiver caught the ball, and they ruled him out of bounds, but he should have been inbounds. The clock should have stopped because we stopped him inbounds. His knee touched inbounds. So the clock should have stopped, and they shouldn't have had time on the clock to kick that field goal at the end. But Levante David was very mad on that play. He come running up, and he was mad at I think it was Jamel Dean, for allowing that catch. That guy got the first down. So Levante David was pissed, and he didn't react. He didn't blitz on the play. And then when they went and they ran down the field and they spiked the ball, Sue and JPP and all the guys rushed on the spike, and JPP actually tried to reach out and smack the ball away from the center when he hiked it. He dove, between their legs and tried to get the ball out. And Levante David didn't move, how to do anything. I was pretty upset with Levante for that series there, but it is what it is. It was a tough. We did a great comeback. We should have won that game. But it is what it is. Mike Williams, I thought he was great. He has some great catches for us. Didn't he end up quitting football to become a rapper? Sean Murphy Bunting did it as well. Wasn't just Levante. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. It was like players were upset about something. Yeah, Brady in the offense, the whole team, something was going on there. There was definitely some deep-seated issues because the whole team last year took a step backwards in all aspects. Special teams went backwards. The defense went backwards. The offense definitely went backwards. There was a lot of, I think it was a lot of mental stuff going on. I've talked about it ad nauseum with all the personal issues with Tom Brady going through the divorce, which was a big thing. You don't get that a lot in the NFL, players going through divorces, because most of them are too young to have divorces yet. But Brady going through his divorce, and he's got kids, so there was all that. But off of the FTX stuff, I think that was a bigger issue than what everybody let on. I have a theory that, Brady was a spokesperson for FTX, and I think that he probably got other players to put money into FTX. I mean, it only makes sense to me. And then when FTX collapsed, they were probably pissed at him. And he probably felt guilty. But then you also had Kate Otten's, his mom that he was very close with, she passed away. You had Devin White, his father, who he was very close with, getting arrested and then dying in custody, which was a very strange incident. We still don't know what happened with that. We probably never will. You had whatever was going on with Donovan Smith. He had his injuries, and then he had some personal issues going on. I mean, he was out there on the field acting like he just didn't care at all. Like he didn't want to be playing. He didn't want to be on this team. I don't know. So there was a lot going on. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of Todd Bowles, because I feel like he didn't get it under control. And that's kind of the coach's job. And I don't know if he has that ability. You got to be a people manager, and you got to be able to deal with stuff like that as a head coach. I think that's their biggest asset. You want a coach that can do that more than you want a coach that can call plays. That's what you hire an offensive coordinator for that, or a defensive coordinator. You got to be a good people person, a good people manager. And I don't know if that's Todd Bowles. Don't know. So we'll see this year. I'm going to be my thoughts on it is I'll be happy if we have a winning record. I mean, I won't say I'll be happy, but it's what I'm expecting is right around there. You never know, of course, but I just don't see us winning more than 9 games. I just don't see it. We could still win the division, though. The Saints kind of worry me. They've upgraded a bit. The Falcons, I think they're building something interesting over there. They're definitely going run heavy, which I've been saying for years that teams are going to start shifting in that direction because all the defenses are so light and the tackling has just not gotten as good. I would love to beat the Saints twice. Love to. Love them. Just they're my most hated team in the NFC South by far. Then right behind them would be the Panthers. So we've got the Ravens coming up tomorrow. That is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Now the Ravens had I think it was a 24 or 27 preseason win streak, and they lost last week. So they're going to come into Raymond James Stadium probably a little pissed with a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to want to win. I bet they are. But then again, it might be that the streak's broken, so why even try? I'm interested to see, who we're going to play. There's a lot of guys I want to see more of. I don't know if we're going to run our first stringers. Don't know. Are we going to see Baker Mayfield? Are we going to see Kyle Trask? What are we going to do about a third quarterback? Is Wolford, is he going to be able to suit up, to start the season? Don't know. We've got a lot of unanswered questions. Who's our number 3 wide receiver? I'd like Trey Palmer myself. But we haven't announced yet. We'll find out, I guess, after cuts. They'll put out the depth chart. But, who's our number 2 running back? I don't think Keyshawn Vaughn showed us anything. I really don't. He got plenty of opportunity. I mean, he started, right, against the Jets. Can't remember. I know he started against the Steelers, but he got plenty of snaps. I wasn't really impressed. Chase Edmonds was definitely not impressed with him. The Brown and was it Parker? Tucker, I think they did pretty good. So, who's going to be our second running back? You don't like Vaughn either, huh? Payne Durham looks unimpressive. So we are doing first stringers. Oh, you're going to the game, MK. Nice. Sweet. Where are you sitting? I like the club level myself. Are the tickets expensive? They should be giving them things away for free, basically. Man, everybody agrees that Keyshawn Vaughn's not. He might not make the roster. Wouldn't that be something? That would be a shock. I mean, not a shock as far as his performance goes, but they've been holding on to him. That draft pick, man, it's got to be hard for these front office guys to get rid of the guys that they've drafted. It's just because you're basically admitting you made a mistake. Oh, they are cheap. That's Jim. That's one thing about this new offense we got is the running backs are not going to be blocking as much. They're not going to be staying in for protection as much. They're going to be decoys a lot. They'll run out. They'll do routes, but they're not going to be in blocking as much because the running back or the quarterback's going to be moving a lot out of the pocket, especially Mayfield. So we're not going to need the blocking running backs that we have for the past 3 years with Tom Brady. That was what Bruce Arians did. Bruce Arians flat out said his running backs were blockers first, runners second. And it's kind of how he was with tight ends. Tight ends were blockers first, catchers second. And Bruce Arians was not a fan of running backs. Said he would never have a fullback. And we kind of shifted. Last year we had a fullback in O'Keefe. We used him as a fullback quite a bit. We've ran some eyes during preseason this year. Don't know what we're going to do in that situation if we're going to have fullback, use tight ends as fullbacks this year. But definitely I know the running backs are not going to be blocking near as much as they have been the past few years. So who do y'all think? I know it doesn't matter, the Ravens or the Buccaneers, but who do you think is going to win tomorrow night? Ravens got a good team. I haven't watched them in the preseason at all, though. I don't even know if they're going to run any of their starters. Bucks by 21. Okay, I like that. We are, yes. You guys are fans, man. That's how fans are supposed to be. Me, I'm all Mr. Grumpy over here. I'm like, I don't know if we're going to win any this year. It's preseason. We got this. Yes. Oh, man. Well, I know this. I've got a case of beer in the fridge. I think I might start tapping on it tonight, but I'm definitely going to be drinking it tomorrow and watching the game. Season's right around the corner, man. Yeah, I with Baker Mayfield, I'm not upset about having him. To be honest, I like pocket passers. I'm a stickler for pocket passers. He's He's kind of a hybrid, which, the league is really going towards the hybrid model with the quarterbacks. Which, speaking of the Baltimore Ravens and hybrid quarterbacks, last year I watched game film on Lamar Jackson, and I've always seen him as a running quarterback because they really do that a lot, or did that a lot with him at Baltimore. But I was extremely impressed with his pocket ability. He is a good quarterback. And, I had said before that I wouldn't take him if he was available. But now, man, I'd snatch him up in a heartbeat. He's a great quarterback. I think this year they're going to be playing him more out of the pocket because I think they've seen that he could play out of the pocket. But back to Baker Mayfield. I'm excited to see what he can do because everybody knows this is his last shot. He can't screw this up. It might be too much pressure for him. Don't know. But we know he's got the skills. We know he can do it. He can take a team into the playoffs. So, he's got – that's the thing with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin both. It don't matter who's throwing to those guys. They will catch the ball. Mike Evans can catch the ball from anybody. Mike Evans made Johnny Manziel look like a NFL quarterback. I mean, he was drafted in the NFL. And that was all because of Mike Evans. Mike Evans can catch the ball from anybody. So Baker Mayfield has got a security blanket in Mike Evans. And Mayfield may not be the most accurate, but you don't need to be with Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. Those guys can catch in traffic. Mike Evans is the best at it. So I think Baker Mayfield is going to really benefit. He's going to benefit from this system because we're going to focus on the run game. And he's going to be able to move outside the pocket, which Baker Mayfield is pretty good at. And he's going to be able to throw the ball up for those 50-50s. And, Mike Evans is going to win them. So I think Baker Mayfield is in the perfect spot to bring his career back. Nine wins. Yeah. I think that if we only have 4 or 5 wins going into the end of the season, shut it down. Yeah, go for that high draft pick. Yeah, get that quarterback, man. A franchise quarterback. We can do it. But here's to us not talking about the draft in October, November. Man, 4 wins. That'll be so depressing, Al. Ooh. That'll be so sad. Going from Tom Brady to 4 wins. I was really upset that Todd Bowles let us lose that last game and give Tom Brady a losing record. Tom Brady never had a losing record until the last year of the Buccaneers. I thought that was a horrible mistake by Todd Bowles. MK saying 10 at least. He's got MK ain't playing around, man. Dude, Al, we got to crank up our inner fan. Keep up with MK. He's showing us up, man. We're all Debbie Downers over here talking about 4 and 5 wins and draft picks in November. Yes, he did have a lot of firsts last year. Not good firsts either. If Mayfield comes out of the gate, then this is going to be Kyle Trask's team very early in the season, I think. Oh, man. I did not know that, Al. So we gave Tom Brady his first loss to the Falcons in Dallas last year. 9 wins, Jim. Okay. If we get 9 wins, we might win the division. Clack, what's up, man? Yes. Yeah. Baker's got to produce quick. You got to produce quick. Definitely can't be turning the ball over. But we got to have wins. I think 5 games. 5 games we're going to know. First 5 games we're going to know what direction our team is going to go for the rest of the year. Yes. I think Trask could be a starter. He showed some good stuff this preseason. I haven't seen that much film on him before. And, he's got great pocket presence, good accuracy. And he was making good decisions. He didn't leave a lot out there on the field. Todd Bowles is going to win Coach of the Year. All right. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. That would be the biggest shocker of the year for me, I think. Don't know about the deep ball with Trask. They did seem to be a little weak, a little short. But again, I wasn't exactly sure if it was the receivers. I know the one in the end zone, the receiver made it look like Trask threw it short, but the receiver had to end up jumping up and batting the ball to himself because he cut the route short. Yeah, and now that was one of the things I was kind of worried about with this offense is that we know we're focusing on the run, and we know we're going to do a lot of the moving the quarterback outside the pocket. But I was worried about the deep ball, because the deep ball has been our staple for, ever since Arians has been here, 2019. No risk it, no biscuit. And I wanted to see the deep ball stay in the rotation. But during the preseason, it looked like, we're throwing deep. We had go routes in there quite a bit. We're not keeping the routes short like I was worried about. It looks like we're going to, it's kind of like how the Patriots did. Patriots almost always had one deep route. It looks like we might be doing that too. So I'm happy about that. Don't want to see this be a dink and dunk team. I hate dink and dunk. Hate it. Yeah, there's a lot of people, Todd Bowles, I think he's on the hot seat. I think Baker Mayfield's on the hot seat. I think that Tryon is on the hot seat. I think Logan Hall is on the hot seat. I think Devin White is on the hot seat. I mean, he's got to perform. I think he's going to perform now. I think Devin White is going to be a monster this year. He had some issues last year, but I think this year, he's playing for his $100 million contract, and he's going to want it, and he's going to play to get it. But I think he's on the hot seat. Who else? Offensive line wise, all these guys are so new. Playing new positions, you can't really say they're on the hot seat. Wide receivers locked down, Evans and Godwin. Let me see, cornerbacks. But we got quite a few guys on the hot seat. Quite a few guys that have got to show up this year and do something. He didn't throw a 10-plus yard in his first 3 series. Trask didn't? Huh. Didn't he hit? I thought he hit some deep balls. Must have been later in the game. Yeah, you could definitely see in this game they ran Trask with a lot of bootlegs, which they didn't do in against Steelers. I think they wanted to see if he could do them, and he failed in that. He looked stiff. He couldn't get the speed around the edges, and a lot of times he quit when he saw the freak, when it was a naked bootleg and he saw the defensive end coming at him, he quit the bootleg and just threw it down the field. So I think they were right. I think Baker Mayfield deserves the starting position, starting quarterback, basically just because of the style of offense we're going to play. He deserves it. Yeah, I think Trask. I agree with you, Clack. But I think with this offense, they're wanting more Baker Mayfield style. Because you got to remember that Dave Canales had the Seattle quarterback who used to run all the time. He was just known for getting outside the pocket just about every play. Russell Wilson, so that's kind of what Dave Canales is used to. He's been with Seattle his whole career, and that's what he's seen. The smaller, wily quarterbacks who are quick to run outside the pocket. So I think I think Dave is more comfortable with Baker Mayfield. But there's no doubt in my mind that Trask could be a starter. But just with this offense, I think it's more catered towards Mayfield's skill set. Oh man, I hope Vita does have a career year, because when he's on point, when Vita's on point, he's unstoppable. I've seen two guys try to block him and he can't. When Vita Vea wants to get somewhere, there's no stopping him. You just can't. Two offensive linemen can't stop Vita Vea when he decides he's going to go. But he's had his issues. I don't think last year was all that great for him, even though he was the sack leader for our team. I think he had 6.5 sacks. We had him doing too much. One of the things that Todd Bowles does, and I understand what he's doing, but he'll drop Vita Vea back into coverage. Now, I understand what he's doing, just trying to be tricky and throw the offense on it. But Vita Vea cannot cover anybody. He can't. He can't jump. And he's got small arms. So even when even if he could jump, he doesn't have a big wingspan. So, it's really sometimes I don't like how Todd Bowles runs the defense. Like I said with Shaq Barrett, putting Shaq Barrett in coverage 20, 30% of the time, I just don't like that. Shaq Barrett is a master, elite pass rusher. When you're putting him back in coverage, you're handicapping your defense. But, Todd Bowles likes to do what Todd Bowles likes to do. So when he's dropping Vita Vea back into coverage, you're just going, what in the world are you doing, man? Although Vita Vea went back into coverage last year, I think it was against the Rams. I can't remember. But they caught the ball, and it was right at the goal line. And the guy was getting ready to go over a touchdown, and Vita Vea was in coverage. And he came over and hit the guy. Maybe it was Seattle. I can't remember. But he hit the guy, and he hit him so hard the ball popped out, and we got the ball. So Vita Vea stopped a touchdown while he was in coverage. But yeah, Vita Vea is one of the most fun guy I've ever watched on all 22, because it's just you see the offensive linemen just panic. They can't stop him. They can't. They got 2.5 seconds with Vita. That's it. And that's if you're lucky. Yeah, I agree with you, okay. I don't think Tryon and Logan are going to be with the team much longer. But Logan Hall, I don't understand why they're making him a starter. I think they're rewarding him for not doing anything. Don't know. But hopefully Todd Bowles knows better than me. 25. Arizona at the bottom, 25-32 ranked quarterback. Baker is great, but at least he can get it. Yeah, I don't think that we need a quarterback that, an elite quarterback. I think we just need one that doesn't turn the ball over. Kind of like a Trent Dilfer. Because we're going to be focusing on the run game. Like I said, we got Mike Evans. Just throw the ball up if you need him. Chris Godwin. We don't need a Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady or anything. This offense is not going to be quarterback dependent so much as it has been. So if Baker Mayfield can, just be mid, rank 15, I think we'll do good. Yeah, Vita from the goal line. Make him a fullback. Yes. Yeah. Gaines, the whole Greg Gaines stuff and the Logan Hall. I mean, we don't have a lot of big guys to rotate in there. So it's just, I guess my point is that, I'm just trying to point out that Logan Hall just hasn't impressed me. I mean, I guess if they got to pick a starter, he's just as good as anybody. But, Golston's a little too tall. He's not big enough to fit that spot. I mean, he plays it, but, I don't know. We're trying to get Slim up front, get some speed. So, there we go. We've all figured it out. We've got the Buccaneers problem solved. We've think tanked it. Yeah, I want to see Kansas. I want to see what he does. I haven't seen a single thing from him. I did like Yo-Yo or Jaja Diaby. I did like him. Saw a few good things out of him. Yaya Diaby. So yeah, I'm excited about him. Kansas, I don't know a thing about him. I can't speak to that at all. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. This has been an hour and a half, gone over 27 minutes. What I'd planned on doing. Y'all get me talking about Buccaneers. I'll do this all night. But I'll be back here most likely Monday, 6 o'clock, do another live stream. Hopefully, I'll have the game film done by then, and we can start going through it and see what we got. Hopefully, we'll see some first stringers out there and some more reps from the guys that we want to see. So, Al, I appreciate it. Jim, you too. MK, Clack, y'all guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man, talking Buccaneers. Keeping me company. But till next time, you got to say it. Got to do it tomorrow night. We got to say it now. Go Bucks.